U.S. State Department has found 5 units of the Israeli military responsible for human rights violations in incidents that took place outside of Gaza before the conflict began in October. Israel's military conduct has come under increasing scrutiny as its forces have killed some 34,000 Palestinians in Gaza, with the Strip now reduced to a wasteland. The International Criminal Court is investigating Hamas's October 7th cross-border attack and Israel's ensuing military assault. Israeli officials appear to be increasingly concerned that the International Criminal Court may issue arrest warrants against the country's leaders. The ICC launched a probe 3 years ago into possible war crimes committed by Israel and Palestinian militants going back to the 2014 Israel-Hamas war. But it has given no indication such warrants are imminent. There was no comment from the court today. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Friday that Israel, quote, will never accept any attempt by the ICC to undermine its inherent right of self-defense, writing on X that the threat to seize the soldiers and officials of the Middle East's only democracy and world's only Jewish state is outrageous. We will not bow to it. The ICC investigation covers allegations going back to 2014, as well as Israel's construction of Jewish settlements in occupied territory. Any warrants would not mean that Netanyahu would end up in jail, though they could put him at risk of arrest in some countries, including much of Europe. If charged, it would put Netanyahu alongside Russian President Vladimir Putin as a major leader to face such action from the court.
We found 5 Israeli units responsible for individual incidents of gross violations of human rights.
Today, the U.S. State Department announced that it found 5 units of the Israeli military responsible for gross violations of human rights before October 7th.
4 of these units have effectively remediated these violations, which is what we expect partners to do. For a remaining unit, we continue to be in consultations and engagements with the government of Israel.
The findings are unrelated to the ICC investigation, which the U.S. believes has no jurisdiction in the case.
On this investigation, our position is clear. We continue to believe that the ICC does not have jurisdiction over the Palestinian situation.
Meantime, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Israel must still do more to increase the flow of humanitarian aid into the besieged Gaza Strip.
We have seen measurable progress in the last few weeks, including the opening of new crossings, increased volume of aid delivery to Gaza and within Gaza, and the building of the U.S. Maritime Corridor, which will open in the coming weeks. But it is not enough.
His comments come as Hamas officials are in Egypt to discuss a new ceasefire proposal, which Blinken says he has pushed Hamas to accept.
Hamas has before it a proposal that is extraordinarily generous on the part of Israel. And in this moment, the only thing standing between the people of Gaza and a ceasefire is Hamas.
Terms of the proposal were not made public. Israeli strikes killed at least 26 people in Rafah today, including 9 women and 6 children. Over 1 million Palestinians are seeking refuge in the city on the Egyptian border. Israel says Rafah is the last major Hamas stronghold in Gaza. Student protests over the Israel-Hamas war continued at a number of U.S. colleges today. Students are calling for universities to separate themselves from any companies that are advancing Israel's military efforts in Gaza. They have extended to other cities around the world, including in Canada.
This is a solidarity encampment, but it is as well an encampment that is meant to apply economic pressure and media pressure.
It's beginning to grow, and we're encouraging the expansion, and we have found a lot of support in community and within each other.
More than 24 tents had been pitched at McGill University's downtown Montreal campus yesterday. McGill says the camp on the institution's grounds violates school policy and the law.